Hey guys, welcome back to the Revelation study series that I'm making. We are at part 4, and this is the letter to Smyrna. And this is chapter 2, verses 8 through 11. Just really quick to give you the basics about Smyrna. So in era context, this is the persecution period or the persecution era of the churches. This begins in 100 AD and ends in 113 AD or 114 AD. And you know how I've been saying that every church, the name of it has a connotation and it has a good meaning to it. So the meaning for Smyrna is myrrh. And one of the 3 things that Jesus is given when he's born is myrrh. And that gift represented his death as the sacrificial lamb. If you know anything about myrrh, you know that it is used as an incense, as anointing oil. It can be used for several different things, but it is mainly used to prepare a body for burial, basically, because now at this point the body has started its decay process and they want it to smell a little bit better, so they put myrrh on the body so that it will be ready for burial. So that's just an interesting tidbit about the name Smyrna. So and again, this goes back to John 13, where they're talking about Jesus being anointed with the oil by the woman at his feet, and he's like, oh, she's preparing me for burial. So what's interesting about Smyrna is that this is one of only 2 churches that God never rebukes. All of the other churches that he talks to, besides one other one, we'll get to that, he rebukes them. He praises them, but he also rebukes them. And this is one of the 2 that he doesn't rebuke. Okay, guys, and again, so we are right here in all of the churches. So Smyrna is, again, the church of persecution. Then we're going to talk about Pergamos later today. I am going to try to make 2 videos today so I can show you. So, guys, so right here you've got Smyrna. This is Ephesus. We got Smyrna just down the road. And again, these are trade routes. These are cities along trade routes that are very prominent in the Roman Empire. Again, here is Turkey, and we're looking at Smyrna over here. And I realized that just for reference, we all need to know, this is the area that we're talking about over here, and this is the entire empire, the Roman Empire. So again, we're somewhere over here in this Asian area. So again, guys, you've got the entire Roman Empire, but that specific area has many trading routes, where specifically Smyrna is the main trading route. And so when Rome started to hear about the Christians and all that, they decided that they had to squash it. And again, there was a lot of Christian death at this time. God is speaking to this church that is being persecuted and being killed and martyred for his name. So he knows that they are suffering, and he knows that they are in danger, essentially, and their life is in danger. Their worldly life is in danger, but their spiritual life is saved, because he tells them that they will live forever if they can get through this. So during this era, you have 10 kings that go after them. These people were so persecuted that they had to speak in code. They were second-class citizens to the Roman Empire. They were not treated like actual people. And over 5 million Christians died at this time. But at the same time as them dying, a lot of people converted, because they realized, why are people giving their lives up for Jesus? Who is this Jesus? And they would learn about him, and then they would follow him. So again, with the death of these people also came life. And because there was so much persecution, it caused people to spread out. It caused people to leave Smyrna and go to different areas of the world, not just the Roman Empire, but everywhere. And that was one of the first disbursements of the Christian religion, one of the first disbursements of believers and followers of Jesus Christ. God tells them in this chapter that they will be persecuted by 10 emperors. At this time, emperors are being seen as gods because one emperor specifically decided that he was going to have his citizens take a pinch of sage and say in front of, their Caesar, that Caesar is Lord. And it was just a pinch of sage that you had to burn and say Caesar is Lord. And they refused because they knew that Jesus was Lord of their lives. Like, even Jewish people of that time persecuted the Christians. So they were being killed and persecuted and told on and all this stuff by every side. If you weren't Christian, you were against Christians. And what God says is true. I mean, he says 10 days, but if you look at it in the eras, it's 10 kings. They suffered 10 kings or Caesars who were killing them left and right until Constantine, and Constantine then starts his reign and he stops persecution because he becomes a Christian himself. That's in the next level. So again, because he doesn't rebuke them, he just gives them their reward and tells them, your reward is life, your crown is life, your victor's crown is life, and you won't suffer the second death, meaning you won't suffer the lake of fire. So yeah, that was Smyrna in a whole, and again, probably one of God's favorite churches. Follow for part 5 for the Church of Pergamum.